situated near the tip of Africa, is where we're from, South Africa. It's probably closer to Antarctica than it is the US, the UK, or Europe. Add to that various levels of sanctions in the 60s and 70s, hardcore sanction in the 80s, which lasted 10 years, plus the conservative government. The birth of the alternative culture was more a trickle born out of rebellion a few years after the initial onslaught in the north.
Despite political and social unrests and an economy that's never actually recovered, the advent of the internet brought an accessibility to the scene, which helped it grow. So we often get asked what the scene is like, and we've gone to the trenches to get the lowdown.
And on screen we've got Patrick Davidson, guitarist for Mind Assault, founder and curator for Metal for Africa. We've got John Morrow, guitarist from Margo and an independent reviewer. We've got Reegan Buisson, vocalist for Facing the Gallows, and Carlos Sanches, vocalist for Vaderland.
And a wild Lou de Pisani appears from The Drift, Knave, and MK Undergrond.
So we remember touring being quite expensive, you know. There was no such thing as a tour bus with like accommodation and stuff. It was convoy by car, driving down, sharing petrol money and crashing on somebody's floor, literally. Do bands still tour cross country quite a bit? And if so, do fans actually go cross country to support bands, or do they tend to stay within their own kind of areas?
Yeah, so we decided to do that early on. We played Gauteng a few thousand times, and we released our debut album in 2017. So we thought we would do a little bit of an SA tour, but we didn't, because we're all I'm an ex-attorney, non-practicing attorney working for a private bank. Sean is an auditor. Mark is an interior decorator, architect. So we weren't able to get like a proper leave to go do a bit of a tour. So what we did is we went through every weekend and we tried to get to all the major cities in South Africa. So we did a launch show in Pretoria. Following weekend we played Friday and Saturday in Cape Town. Following weekend we played Friday in Bloem, Saturday in Durban, and then I think we waited 2 weeks and we did PE. This probably wasn't the cheapest fucking thing, but unfortunately with leave and everything, it was the only way to do it. And we were hell-bent on trying to play most of the main places. I mean, we got to do Grahamstown, we got to do Durban, we got to do a bunch of places. But I mean, for us, it's a bit easier. You know, we started Deadline, in our 30s, and we already had a bit of money that we could throw around, whatever. So it was obviously easier for us to do this. And it's the way we did it was a little bit more expensive, but unfortunately, due to our work commitment, it was the only way.
I would say that Ashley De Beer, and I mean this with great respect, he's the dude who is super like the tour comes first, the Joel comes second, and that's one thing that I struggled with a little bit, obviously because I used to be an Olympic alcoholic back in the day, but also because it's like I'm not in a band to make it. I'm in a band to be in a good band, maybe, but the same thing about the record deals. It's like, cool, getting a record deal is all nice and well, but the second that my hobby turns into a job, I'm at massive risk of beginning to hate it. So the tour schedule was literally Durban Thursday, PE. It was basically a city every night, but the drive between Durban and PE is super cuck, and you don't do it after a show. Yeah. But he's a guy that says, cool, you play the show, you pack up, you drive. And then you play PE, you pack up and you drive. And there's no sleep involved. And it was a case of, dude, this is probably fine if you're a straight edge hardcore band. And I'm sure that Ashley is selectively straight edge, like when it works for the tour. Fuck it, man. I'm not doing this to impress a club full of people, sell the merch as quickly as possible, packing up and fucking off. Like the gig, you got to have the hiss when it comes to this. So I kept on booking B&Bs without his knowledge. Just going, yeah, cool. No, we're gonna go to this place called Glen Ashley. It's not. No, it's the other way. It's towards the sea, and it's gonna be nice. They have a bar there and everything. It's gonna be sweet. Or whatever. So that used to be the thing. And so we slept every second night. But if Ashley had his way, it would have been you sleep after the Cape Town gig is done.
Yeah.
And then you drive back to Joburg the next day. It's like, fuck, that's not where to live. So in any case, so that's the other side of touring, you know?
I mean, you can do that here because our distances are so much smaller. I mean, we've driven down to London, played a gig, driven back. It's a 3-hour drive, but it's only a 3-hour drive. You know, but where you've got 9, 12 hours between cities, it's mad.